This video is about the graphing of the parabola with the vertex of coordinate of the vertex is negative 1/2 and negative 3/4 and focus. The coordinates of the focus is 0, negative 3/4. In graphing the parabola, first we must know where our parabola is facing, whether it faces right or faces left. For us to know what the formula we're gonna use. First, input the given coordinates of the vertex and the focus into a graph. Now I have prepared a graph and I already plot the coordinates. The coordinates of the vertex is negative 1/2 and negative 3/4. The vertex is here. And the coordinate of the focus is 0, negative 3/4. And it is here. Now we've done plotting the vertex and the focus. Now we know that our parabola is facing right, because the parabola is always face its focus. Now let us continue. Earlier, we know that our parabola is facing right. And the formula of the parabola facing right is the y minus k squared is equal to 4p x minus h. That is the formula of the parabola facing right. And now, look at this formula. Look at this k and this h. And we have already the value of the k and the h. The value of k is negative 3/4. The value of our h is negative 1/2. All we have to do is to substitute it or input it to our formula. Earlier, I have prepared an answer all of the given. Now, all I have to do is to show it to you. Now, from this formula of the parabola facing right, all we have to do is to input our given. Y, our k is negative 3/4. So, y minus negative 3/4 squared is equal to 4, and the value of our p is 1/2. The value of p can be seen in our graph. We can say that the value of our p is the distance between our vertex and our focus. See in this graph, our vertex is here and our focus is here. The distance between them is 1/2. So let's begin from point 0, 1/2. So our p is 1/2. Let's continue. We input the value of our p. Next is x and the value of our h. The value of our h is negative 1/2. Now, let us continue. Simplify. From here, negative times negative is positive. That's why it is y plus 3/4 squared is equal to 1/2 of 4 is 2. And that's our p. The value of our p is 1/2 multiplied by 4, so 2. Then here Negative times negative would be positive. So x plus 1/2. Now look at this. The value of our k is negative 3/4. The reciprocal value of positive 3/4. And our p, as I mentioned earlier, is 1/2. And the value of our h is negative 1/2, which is the given. Now, pay attention to here. This equation is our standard form. Now, let's take our standard form to its general form. From here, we have to simplify, or yx plus 3/4 squared, and the result should be y squared plus 3/2 y plus 9/16, and the right side of our equation is just have to multiply 2 times x, so it becomes 2x, and 2 times 1/2 is equal to 1. From here, all we have to do is to gather the all terms to the right to the left side of our equation and arrange it properly. Now, first is the y squared, next is the negative 2y plus 3/2 y plus 16 minus 1 is equal to 0. As we can see, the 9/16 minus 1 can be simplified. Y squared minus 2x plus 3/2 y, the simplified form of the 9/16 minus 1 is negative 7/16, and that is our general form. Now let's proceed to our graphing. From here, we can graph our parabola. Our parabola is, as I mentioned, the value of our p is 1/2, so 1/2. Here to here, move 1/2, double the 1/2, it became 1/2 or double, or 1/2 times 2 is equal to 1. From our focus, we just have up 1 unit. So in this graph, this unit is 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, and 1. So make a point here, and also to the other side, 1 unit. So let us count: 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, 1. Now we can draw our parabola. Just make a line here to here, to the other side. And that's our parabola facing right. And also we have to point out where is our decentrix. Decentrix, the length of our decentrix is same as the length of the vertex to focus. As I mentioned earlier, the distance between the vertex and focus is 1/2. In putting the coordinates of the decentrix, we have to go backward. If the vertex and focus goes right, the decentrix must go left 1/2 points. So from here, 1/4, 1/2. And from here, now we have the coordinates of the centrix. All we have to do is draw a line, a broken line up to here, a vertical, and that's it. That is how graphing the parabola facing right with the vertex of coordinate of our vertex is -1/2 and -3/4, and the focus is coordinate of our focus is 0, -34, and the coordinates of our decentrix is -1, -3/4. Here, another example of graphing a parabola. Which a parabola has a vertex of 3/2 and -2 as its coordinate, and the coordinate of the focus is 1, -2. From this, we have to graph this parabola as what we've done earlier. The first thing we do is to plot the points given, the points of the vertex and the point of the focus. Now, as you can see, I have already done plotting the points of the vertex and the focus. I'll show you. This is our vertex. The coordinate of our vertex is 3/2, -2. The value of 3/2 is equal to 1 and 1/2. So 1, 1/2, and coordinate 2, 2 is dy. So this is our vertex and our focus. The coordinate of our focus is 1 and -2. So 1, -2. From here, we know that our parabola is gonna face left because the parabola always face its focus. So if it is the vertex, this is the focus. So the parabola goes face left. Now that our parabola, we know that our parabola is facing left, given vertex 3/2 and 2, coordinate of the vertex, coordinate of the focus is 1, -2. As you can see, this is the formula of graphing a parabola facing left. Y minus k squared is equal to negative 4p multiplied by x minus h. That is the formula of the parabola facing left. As we've done earlier, we have our k. The value of our k is negative 2. The value of our h is 3/2. And the value of our p, as I mentioned earlier, the value of p is the distance between the vertex and the focus. So if this is our vertex and this is our focus, so we count 1/4, 1/2, and that is the value of our p. Now back here, we must substitute our given to our formula. From here, this is our formula. So value of our key is negative 2. So it will be y minus negative 2 squared is equal to 4 p. P is 1/2. P is 1/2. Now input the value of our p, multiply by x minus 3/2. Now simplify. Y minus negative 2, negative times negative will be positive, so this is, so y, so negative plus negative multiplied by negative will be positive, so y plus 2 squared is equal to negative 2. From here, negative 4 times 1/2, so it became negative 2. And x same would be remain as x minus 3/2, and that's our standard form. This is our standard form. And k, the value of our k is negative 2. P, as I mentioned, 2. This is wrong. This is 1/2. The value of our p is 1/2. Then the value of our h is 3/2. Now from the standard form, let us make it to the general form. So this is our standard form. Simplify. Y, let us explain it. Y plus 2 squared. The result is y squared plus 4y plus 4. The right side of the equation, simplify, multiply by negative 2 multiplied by x would be a negative 2x. So negative times negative would be positive, and 2 times 3/2 is just simply 3. And from here to here, it has gathered all terms to the left side. So y squared, negative, gathered to the other sides will be a positive. Y squared plus 2x, copy the 4y, copy the 4, and also gathered this positive 3 to the other sides, it will become negative 3. All is equal to 0. And look at this side, 4 minus 3 can be simplified as 1. So it would be y squared plus 2y plus 2x, again, y squared plus 2x plus 4y plus 1 is equal to 0, and that is our general form. Now back to our graphs. Now we are ready to graph our parabola facing left. Our vertex is 3 halves. Our coordinate of our vertex is 3 halves, 2, a negative 2, and our focus is 1, negative 2. So remember that our P is 1 half. So we have moved these two, can count upward by 1 half. So this is 1/4, this is 1 half, and 1 half divided multiplied by 2 is equal to 1, and from here we move up to 1 unit based on our P 1 half multiplied by 2, it would be equal to 1. So we can move it to the 1 unit upwards and also 1 unit downwards. So let us count: 1/4, 1 half, 3/4, 1. Point. Now downward: 1/4, 1 half, 3/4, 1. Now that we have our coordinates, we are now ready to draw our parabola. Parabola should be drawn like this. So, and also we have to draw our eccentrics. As I mentioned earlier, the distance of the eccentrics from our vertex is same as the distance between our vertex and our focus. So a distance between our vertex and the focus is 1 half, 1/4, 1 half. It would be the eccentrics should be right up here, 1 half points from our vertex. So we just have to count it: 1/4, 1 half. So our eccentrics point is here, and we have to draw a line, a vertical line. I guess it's done, and that's the parabola facing left, and that should be look like this. I guess we've done graphing the parabola facing left and facing right. I hope you have a good time watching this video. Thank you and goodbye.